Hey, what's going on YouTube? This your boy, I am Cord, back with another tutorial. So I had someone ask me how to find the tempo to a beat in Pro Tools. So I'm about to get to it. So I want to let y'all know first off, there's two different methods and ways or whatever that you could find the tempo to a beat inside Pro Tools. You have the tap to tempo method, and then you have the tab to transients method. So I'm going to be showing you both. So I'm going to start off with the tap to tempo method. So I already got a beat that I produced. I brought it into Pro Tools or imported it into Pro Tools. And as you can see in my files, I like adding the tempo to the beat or the BPM to the beat file or to the name of the file. And a lot of people don't do that. So first thing you want to do, make sure that you're in slip mode. As you see, you got grid, then you got slip mode. Cause when by the time you finish, you want everything to align to the grid, which are these lines right here. So we're gonna go into slip mode. And then we're gonna select, you know, a selection to loop so we can tap to the beat. Next, you want to make sure that your playback is on loop, just so you can keep tapping to it till you're sure that the BPM is right. So then you want to go to window and click on transport. Or you can hit Command 1 to open up your transport window. Next, you want to make sure your conductor right here is enabled. So it should be blue. And what we're going to do is select this tempo right here, which is 120, which is also right here. And when we hit play to start playing back the beat, you want to hit the letter T on your keyboard, on your typing keyboard. Keep hitting the letter T and keep tapping to the beat. The tempo would then change. It would keep changing. So you want to make sure you keep tapping, and when it stays at a certain tempo, for a little bit, that's the right one. So let's go. So it changed to 80. So now all we have to do is hit enter. And once we hit enter, it changes the tempo right here. So now everything should be aligned to the grid. So we're going to go into grid mode. And look, everything is on point. So that's the first method. Now, say, for example, if this is off, say you got like 79 or 78 because you tapping too slow to the beat or whatever, and you notice that it's not aligned to the grid, just hit Command Z. Let me get out of there. Hit Command Z. So it'll change your tempo back, and then just do the process over until it aligns to the grid. But like I said, just pay attention, make sure it just sticks on that 1 BPM for like the second or third time you tap T. If it sticks there, that's what 9 times out of 10, that's what the tempo is. All right, the second method is tab to transients. Now with this method, it's a little bit, I ain't gonna say harder. It's easy for me, but it's a little bit difficult and tricky. But we want to make sure we're back in slip mode again. Sometimes you might get beats that might have extra space, right before the beat starts. So I'm about to, kind of recreate that extra space. I'm gonna try this right here. It might be something like this. If it's extra space right before the beat starts, let me close this. You want to make sure you get rid of this extra space. So right now I got Command Focus enabled right here to allow me to hit certain quick keys in this window. You want to make sure your tab to transients is enabled. It should be blue. And you want to tab to the first transient to get rid of this extra space. If it's not letting you tab to that first transient, then, because it depends on the instrument. If it's not like a kick or anything that's right there or something, that it can tab to. It might skip past here. So you might have to just zoom in and get rid of this little extra space yourself. So we're going to hit A, and it's going to get rid of everything to the left. So I'm going to put a little fade right here as well. Zoom back out. Then I'm going to drag this all the way to the left. So now we got our beat, got the extra space gone. So next, you want to find the first transit. Transit could be like the kick, snare. Mainly, I look for the kick. So I know this is a kick. So I want to tab to this first kick. So I hit the tab. Make sure my cursor goes to that first transit. And once you find that first transit, you're going to hit the letter B. And that's going to separate it. So then you want to do like 2 bars. So this is the end of my second bar, if I'm counting in halftime. So this is the kick for the beginning of the next first bar. Tab to that, hit B. And then I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this region, make sure we're in loop playback. And then I want to go to event, identify beat, and we're going to have this add bar beat markers window to pop up. So your start location is going to be the beginning of this bar. So we're going to say that's 1. That's the first bar. Hit 1. And this, for the end of the location, we're going to put the end of your 4th bar. So you can't put 4-1 because 4-1 would mean that it'd be the 4th bar, first measure, whatnot. So technically you need to put the beginning of your 5th bar because this is that's the end of this 4th bar is really the beginning of this 5th bar. So we're going to put 5 right here. So it's 5-1. Hit OK. When I hit OK, you see we got 159.9. So that's telling us that, we go round it up to 160. So you do need to round sometimes. So 159.9 is 160. And half of 160 is double time, if we're counting double time. So half of that is 80, which is halftime, counting at halftime. So now I'm just going to Command Z to get rid of that tempo that is inserted there and get rid of these breaks. Hit enter to go back to the beginning. Hit this plus sign right here where it says tempo, and you're going to get this tempo change window. And we're going to type 80. Hit enter. So now our grid is set to 80 BPM. So we go to grid, boom. So for the most part, I always use the tap to tempo because it's quicker and easier, especially when you're dealing with clients or whatnot. You ain't got time to be sitting here cutting, making breaks and all that stuff. Just do the tap to tempo. So hopefully I helped some of you out. And if you got any questions or need any other tutorials, hit me up and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Appreciate the support. Peace out. Bow.